My adventurous and optimistic Sagittarius friend. Hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Sagittarius, this week opens with a subtle, almost restless ache beneath the surface. It's the kind of feeling that's hard to name, but you sense it in those brief silences between tasks, or in the way your mind circles back to the same questions when the world gets quiet. There's a lingering sense that something should have shifted by now, or that your patience is running thin. You may be keeping this tension close to your chest, outwardly calm, inwardly scanning the horizon for a sign that the waiting is worth it. The world seems to move on, but you're caught in a space between hope and hesitation. It's not that things are bad, it's just that you're aware of how much energy you've poured into something without seeing clear results yet. This is a week colored by anticipation, mixed with a quiet suspicion that maybe, just maybe, you're missing a crucial piece of the puzzle. You are standing in a season of effort that doesn't yield its fruit quickly. The 7 of Pentacles appears as a quiet companion to your patience. You've invested yourself, time, thought, perhaps even heart, into something you care about, and now you find yourself pausing, unconsciously tallying up what you've put in against what has come back to you. It's not an easy place to linger. There's a subtle weariness, a sense of questioning whether the slow growth is a sign of coming abundance or just another lesson in waiting. You notice yourself glancing back over your shoulder, remembering the energy and optimism that got you started, and comparing it to how you feel now, measured, cautious, maybe even a little guarded. This is not the impatience of a beginner, but the reflective tension of someone who knows what it takes to build something real. You're aware of every small gain and every setback, holding them in balance as you assess whether the effort is still worth it. This inner posture is not just about the work itself, but about what it says about you. Each passing day brings a new layer of self-scrutiny. Are you persistent or simply stubborn? Is your hopefulness a strength, or does it keep you tethered to something that has already served its purpose? The feeling is both grounding and unsettling. You find comfort in seeing the progress, however slow, but your spirit longs for the satisfaction of completion. There is an unspoken tension between the desire to keep tending and the urge to walk away. The uncertainty is not paralyzing, but it does weigh on you. In quiet moments, you may catch yourself wondering if you're tending to a garden that will bloom or watering roots that will never break the surface. Still, you continue, because stopping would mean letting go of something you're not yet ready to abandon. And so, this week, your emotional landscape is shaped by that slow, deliberate waiting. It is as if you stand at the edge of a field at dusk, feeling the cool air on your skin, watching for signs of life in the soil you've worked so hard to nourish. There's a quiet dignity in this, a sense that even if no one else notices your patience, it matters to you. You are learning how to hold space for uncertainty, and in the process, discovering just how much resilience you carry. The quiet calculation of your efforts gently gives rise to the path ahead. When you dwell in this space of waiting and questioning, the outer world begins to reflect your inner tension. Choices seem less clear-cut, and the landscape of possibilities narrows. It's not that doors are closing, but that your own perspective becomes more focused on what isn't working, rather than what might still be possible. The sense of being hemmed in comes not from anything external, but from the way your own thoughts and doubts begin to shape the horizon. The weight of your patience, once a source of pride, now starts to feel like a boundary you didn't expect. As the week unfolds, the Eight of Swords quietly enters the picture, bringing with it a sense of invisible barriers. The pressures you feel don't always announce themselves loudly. They linger at the edge of your awareness, manifesting as hesitation, second-guessing, and the subtle tightening of options. There are moments when you feel stuck, as if the more you try to move forward, the more tangled things become. The demands of daily life continue, but you notice how easy it is to become ensnared by your own expectations. You might spend extra time replaying old conversations or reviewing past decisions, convinced that if you just find the right angle, the path will clear itself. This friction is not about dramatic obstacles, but about the slow accumulation of small doubts. You sense the tension between your desire for movement and the reality of feeling boxed in by your own thoughts. There's a pressure to choose, to act, to force a breakthrough, but every option seems to carry its own risk. In this space, the world can feel smaller, more restrictive. The possibilities that once energized you now appear distant, obscured by what-ifs and maybe-nots. The forward momentum you crave is met with resistance, not from others, but from the way your mind circles around the same uncertainties. The momentum of the week is shaped by this invisible friction. You find yourself wanting to break free but unsure where to begin. The more you push, the more you feel the boundaries of your own making. This is not a failure, but a natural response to the long stretch of effort and waiting you've endured. The world outside may seem to ask for bold moves, but you know that true freedom will only come when you recognize what holds you back from within. The path is not blocked, but it is tangled. The pressure builds quietly, nudging you to look beyond the obvious solutions and consider what it might mean to simply pause and see things differently. It is from within this gentle struggle that your true potential begins to reveal itself. The possibility for change, for release, does not arrive as a single moment of clarity, but as an invitation to engage with the discomfort. It becomes clear that nothing shifts unless you allow yourself to meet the moment fully, with eyes open and heart willing to see what is actually present. In this space, the hanged man emerges, not as an answer, but as a quiet suggestion that the way forward may not be about doing more, but about letting go of the need to force an outcome. Growth, in this sense, feels less like pushing through and more like surrendering to a new perspective. The discomfort of waiting, the pressure of feeling stuck, all become invitations to simply be where you are, and to trust that insight can arise from stillness. This is not a resignation, but a conscious choice to step back, to see your situation with fresh eyes. There is a unique strength in allowing yourself to hang in suspension, to notice what you have not yet noticed, and to let understanding come in its own time. The invitation of this moment is gentle. It asks you to notice the patterns you've been caught in, and to consider what it might feel like to release just a little of your grip. The new perspective that becomes possible is not about abandoning your efforts or dismissing your doubts, but about seeing them as part of a larger story. You may find that clarity doesn't come from trying harder, but from allowing yourself to rest in the unknown. In this space, you remember that waiting is not wasted time, and that sometimes the most profound growth occurs in the quiet moments between decisions. Looking back across the week, the threads of your story weave together, a tapestry of patience, pressure, and possibility. The Seven of Pentacles holds the space for all you have invested, honoring the effort and care you've given. The Eight of Swords brings your attention to the ways your own thoughts and expectations can create invisible walls, making each step forward feel more challenging than it needs to be. And the Hanged Man stands as a gentle reminder that sometimes the only way to grow is to stop struggling against uncertainty and instead allow yourself to be changed by it. In this gentle unfolding, you find reassurance. Your patience is not a weakness, and your doubts are not failures. They are simply part of being human, part of the dance between hope and hesitation, effort and surrender. As you move through the week, you may notice the tension easing, replaced by a quiet acceptance that you are exactly where you need to be. There is dignity in waiting, courage in facing the pressures you feel, and wisdom in allowing yourself to pause. You are not stuck. You are simply gathering the insight that will make your next step clearer when the time is right. Until then, there is peace to be found in simply being present with what is. Actionable insights for Sagittarius this week. Try spending a few quiet minutes simply noticing how your body feels after a long day. Let yourself acknowledge the effort you've made without needing it to add up to anything right now. You might set aside one small moment to look at a familiar problem from a different angle. No pressure to solve it, just curiosity. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I recognize the strength in my patience. I can hold uncertainty without losing myself. Each breath opens me to a new possibility. I trust that clarity will find me in time. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.